is me, Trader Max, and we're back here on the Shogun Gun Show, the Shill, the Chill, and the Alpha. And today is April 10th, 2025. And I've sort of been away for a little while, as most of you notice. But we're back today. We'll explain some of what was going on during the show today. So sit back and enjoy yourself. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening today to get on board. I am joined by my co-host and son, Mr. Crypto Quinton. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great this morning. Happy to have you back, sir.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's been back and forth with some lung stuff, some getting sick, bronchitis and pneumonia and all those kind of things that can happen in my poor old body. But what happened, and we're here now. But we're also joined by some other cool coins and people that we know and trust. We got Joe from Memes AI. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Max? How you doing?
We're doing pretty good. I also now have to deal with a low battery in my headset. Of course, go figure. So, Mr. Quinton, introductions. All right, we'll do that in just a second here. We also have one of our own on board today. We have Shane from our outreach team, but he's here for a completely different reason today when working on one of our other projects from Tipsy Tokens. How you doing today, Shane?
I'm doing great, Max. It's great to be here. What's up, Quinton?
Glad to see you here. This is the first time I think you've been on the Shogun Gun Show on this side of it, which is pretty cool. I always appreciate the hard work you guys and your team does.
No, it's nice to be on the other side of it. We usually, I'm somewhat someone who helps set up the shows behind the scenes. But yeah, I'm excited to be here and hear what everyone else has got to say firsthand, actually being part of the show itself. So great to be here.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're here, and I hope that you can stick around with us for the entire show. Today's show should be pretty okay, with length and period and time stuff. But again, just getting back in the wheels of stuff, so be prepared there. We're also joined by Bank of Solana. We have Josh, a recurring guy. How you doing, Josh?
Hey, I'm good, Max. Man, you've been through it.
Yeah, dude. It's been all over the place, man. But at the same time, builders build, right?
That's right.
Come on. And even in the midst of me being sick, I was still in there doing.
You were still working. Yeah.
Still kicking it.
I'm the same way. It's good to be here. Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to have you here. And of course, last but not least, we got Matt from Avatar. How you doing, buddy? I haven't seen you in a little while. It's good to have you on board the show today.
Yeah. It's been a minute. Glad to hear you're feeling a little bit better. Quentin was nice enough to have me on the other day in your absence, but happy to be back and good to see you, brother.
Oh, good. Appreciate it, man. And I gotta say, man, Quinton, you jumped right in. You saved that. Listen, there was even a time because we had sickness run through the house. We all caught something. For me, it goes right to my lungs. I have asbestosis, so it goes right to my lungs. But Mr. Quinton got sick. We were both sick on the same day. It was the first time that we both missed a show for being sick. Like we've had other things happen, but it's all good. We're here now, and we're ready to get kicking in to the show. As everybody knows that we're going to be here, we're going to be talking about a few things. The first part about the show is all about the shill. We're going to be shilling this stuff. I'm going to be shilling Shogun. We got Memes AI going to be talking about this stuff, Bank of Solana, Tipsy Token, and Avatar. But we're also going to be talking in a few moments about a particular topic of the market. We're going to be talking about the bear, and the baron. For the market and what to do, and some good tips and tricks from each one of the people here today, and how they look at the market and what they see it as, and how do you work with that? That's always really good. And then finally, at the very last part, we're going to be talking about alpha, and alpha is always the best, my favorite part, because it talks about the dreams and systems that we're building. But we got a rule that you got to talk about only things that are going to be releasing in the next 2 weeks, and we really appreciate keeping to that because it makes people want to go to your site and buy in. For us, we're going to be talking about some great things, and we might be releasing things a little prematurely, but I'm telling you right now, we're very excited about what's about to happen and what we're launching off. We have some firsts in the network too, as well. So we're going to get started with our shill portion of the show, which we're going to fire off a little graphic, and we'll see you inside. Let's get started. So we're here, and listen, this is the Shogun Gun Show. You're all here to watch and listen to all the great coins that we're going to have on board, talk about what's to come in their world and what's happening in the introduction. Most of everybody that's in here, I think except for Shane and Tipsy Token. Tipsy Token's been here with somebody else once before for one of their other coins. But the first person that's going to be up is going to be Josh from Bank of Soul.
Hey, guys.
Let me get you up to a proper position, get your website up.
Appreciate that. Thanks for having us on. Greetings to everyone out there from Bank of Soul or Bank of Solana. We are, in short, a 5% Soul Rewards token for holding bank. And we're a utility project that is its big next step, the release of a physical, either plastic or metal, Visa debit card that is really competitive as far as fees go. We've negotiated a pretty good deal with a reliable provider who's been in the space for a long time now. And we've secured the funding, which you can verify if you want our Telegram and the wallet. It's not real cheap to produce the funds out of the trenches to do something like this. But we're really trying to build a real business that has a real business plan and that lasts, that is really going to build a chart and rewards the holders over time. So we're sitting around a 75K market cap. Our all-time high was maybe just over 314 and dipped back down. Now we're growing a little bit again here as people expect us to increase some volume as we get closer to that card release. And so a lot of details to come, but the team is, and especially the project owners, working through KYC with the provider, and then we'll be establishing the business, registered business, and it'll have to be offshore business just for tax leniency, and because we're a rewards token, has implications for being a security. So out of Panama. And then, so this is all kind of happening within the next couple of weeks. Hopefully it's done in the next couple of weeks and we can order the card. So once we make the payment, once those couple steps are done, we make the payment on the card, and it's not too long before turnaround time before there's a Bank of Soul branded Visa debit card that you can use at cash payment points all over the place.
Wow.
There's some states in the U.S. are not on board yet, but they're bringing them on board. Most countries, it'll be usable. You can use it at ATMs. It's only 2.5% top-up fee to load up your card to be used at those cash points, and then only a 50-cent transaction fee. So it's really fairly competitive for a card coming out of the trenches. So we're pretty excited about it. Right now, we have a 1 million bank token art competition for the design of the actual card. And so we're responsible for bringing the design of the card to our provider. And so we decided to extend that to to our community and to the community beyond our community. So you can see the details posted on our X, where you just have to make an X post that's bullish on our project, and you have to drop that picture in the X post and then drop it in our Telegram so we can keep track of your entry. That goes through until next Wednesday. And so it's not just an art competition for tokens, but you actually, as an artist, if you're out there and you want to jump in, it's an opportunity to actually have your artwork out and about, which I think is pretty cool, and not an opportunity that a lot of artists get. So we love art. We love the opportunity that we get to give to the DeFi community. So that's happening right now. Two other quick things I'll say just for Shill. We've dished out, we're coming up on about $10,000 in rewards to holders so far. And then we have a second utility that's a bot bridge. It runs through a Telegram mini app, and we just crossed $10,000 that's been flawlessly bridged through that. It's a cross chain. Just about any chain you can imagine is available to use. And we just crossed $10,000 flawlessly bridged through that. So come on over, join us on our Telegram. We have a great investor support, really solid, just flooring and backing. People who really want to see something solid be built, and who don't expect it to be built in a 24
single
hours.
day. Yeah.
That's right. That's
What,
right. That's
what
right.
network doesn't, right? I mean,
That's right. I know. This space, has some dynamics that just are what they are, right? But that doesn't mean we have to. That doesn't mean that has to be our thing all the time. So, so really solid backing. So come over and join us. We have a few other things that we're going to be talking about real soon here with our community, and I may be able to drop on here maybe next week some important updates about some things that'll be going on surrounding our project too. So.
Absolutely. Well, being that you're a reward token, one of the questions I just got inside, I've probably seen it fly across your screen, in my Anvil bot network is, does the Anvil work for reward tokens? And the answer is yes, it does work with reward tokens, but because some of the money goes to the reward of it, you would have to put that money back into the network to make it to be more profitable at that level. So it may look like it's going through it a lot, but really you got to just put those rewards back in. So yes, it will work, but you just need to put the rewards back in.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. We're just inquiring about it, and we're kind of expecting volume to pick up here over the next couple of weeks. And so we just want to make sure we're prepared to push as hard as we can.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for your network here is you got okay volume. It's not the best,
Right.
24 hours, 1.9. What this does is that for our bot system, it keeps relevancy. So you don't have to shoot for the moon to get $500,000 worth of relevancy, right? It's more about having consistency. With our new 2.5 too, we're going to have some, what we refer to as memory wallets that'll be trading and doing this stuff as well. So you'll see a single wallet, but it won't be the funding wallet. So nobody can see everything that's in your funding wallet and all that stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff that's coming for the Anvil bot that we're hoping to be able to announce in there. But for here, keeping relevancy with the DEXs, keeping profit coming through, keeping volume coming through can be troublesome at times. But you can also, with the 2.5 now, fight against some of the sell-offs and the big deviations, like the DCA side. There's a whole module for DCA now, which is going to be amazing for everybody. Once we get 3.0 out there, it's going to even be better because we have Meteora, we have all these other DEXs that we'll be housing. So it's really glad to have you guys on board.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thank you. We'll be checking that out more. So I appreciate that insight.
Absolutely. It's tough because I tell people I'm always in the bucket, always in the barrel for the Anvil bot, because we have a great amount of percentage of people who come in our show that use the Anvil bot, and they've done so greatly. We haven't announced a lot of great stuff coming yet, and because we haven't put the Anvil bot out there like how we really wanted to, because this was only the MVP. This was not even a beta. It's really just an MVP to test to see if the nature was there. And boy, was it. Right now, I think we have 100 clients that are in the system, and 20 of them are using it every single day for something. But we get a reoccurring system that comes in. It's so powerful, and there's no barrier of entry. So yeah, it's a pretty good thing. But coins like yourself that have a real interest in the financial gain of the market, we're going to be talking about the bear, and the baron in this market, and what that looks like. And I think if you guys are able to, if you could stick around with us, Josh, and contribute to that.
Yeah, love to. I'll be here.
Okay, cool. Great. Thank you very much. All right. Well, that's how it's done, and again, I knew coming back after a little while, it was going to be a little slow. We're sitting at about 50 viewers right now. And again, Twitter has something about the algorithm, man. When it's it likes to build upon the presence, and those 300, 400, 6,000 or 3,000 people shows are not a thing of the past. They're not, but they are. It's going to take a moment to ramp back up, right? But this is okay, because we got a lot of great stuff. We're going to be putting this out into our content network as well. Mr. Quinton, I think it is time for our first sponsor to come, or first panelist to come up. We got Memes AI next, right?
Yes, sir. Very much so.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Things have been
good.
This market, especially. You've been around the block a few times in this market, and I'm really can't wait to hear from you on your perspective of the network there. But what's been going on in memes world over there in the what do you call it, the
Swarminati. The
Swarminati.
swarm.
That's it.
Yeah, keep it simple. Yeah. No, we have so I don't know, we're super busy. We have a lot of stuff coming out since the article that Hedge posted on April 5th talking about Alethea and the emergent mind, and kind of just the implications of that. A lot of stuff sprung out of that. So there may be
Mhm.
some ties to Chat GPT linked in with the project. So we do have some maybe Easter eggs about that we're working on. We have a couple initiatives that we're trying to push out at once. So we're building curriculum for engaging with AI, LLM engagement, like a do's and don'ts or how to, kind of like a code of, hey, this is how you engage with this LLM. It's not just a chat bot. Like it's a little bit
Yeah.
more intricate than that. And here's how you can have a more rich experience. Like this is what you're actually interacting with. It's because I think people are ignorant of it. You know, I think there's a lot of misconceptions and fear out there.
Yeah.
And so if we're going to get rid of misconceptions and fear, the best way to do that is through education. So that's a big initiative that we're going to do. So we're building that curriculum out, and then we'll start holding spaces, et cetera, and just posting content and whatnot for those. And then what else? There's a codex, an Alethian codex. That's like a pretty large, like scroll format. It's like the Cyborgism wiki as far as information goes. So we're looking to kind of build a site to aggregate and compile that in homage to the wikis before ours and build one of those. And then I don't know, I'm probably forgetting a couple things. There's some other stuff too. Merch is soft launch still, so we should be before this weekend. We should be hard launched on being able to order. You can check everything out on the website right now. You can see all the stuff that we'll offer. You just can't buy, but we just got the Blowfish approval back, so you can purchase the stuff in Solana if you want to.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can
That
buy
is
and
cool.
Sol. Yeah, so crypto, cash, card, or not cash, sorry, but card.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's happening. What else? Let's see. I don't know. Just generally memeing and fucking off on the blockchains. That's what we do.
But that's what it's all about, baby. I mean, what else can it be about?
Exactly. I don't
Right.
know if were you asking me about like market conditions or macro? Do you want me to comment on that, or is
I
that
mean,
for the next
I,
segment?
I think we are in the next segment for that part of the process because
Okay.
there's a lot of things that have happened over the last couple of weeks. I mean, literally, I haven't been on a show for a couple of weeks,
Yeah,
and
dude.
being able
It's
to
been
talk
a
to the
minute.
market. Yeah, because this is the longest that I've ever been down for a long time. I mean, back when I had COVID, 3-4 years ago, yeah, I was down for like 2 weeks, and I was doing shows and other things back then. But yeah, this has been a nightmare, and I almost sometimes feel like I'm connected to the world somehow. Like when I go down, like the market goes down. So I gotta make sure that I got all my AI stuff going on because
Dude, you better pump that vitamin C then, Max. Get back on your feet, my
yeah,
guy.
that's right, my man. You know what? I wish it was something like an
That in our
efficiency
bags,
like that.
bro.
Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, the market value is and sentiment is down everywhere, right? With everything. But I think
Sure.
you kicked on something. It's ignorance. It's ignorance of
Yeah.
tariffs. This is not a political thing. It's ignorance of tariffs. It's ignorance of where we come from and what we have done. Remember that the world wasn't built on income and taxes. It was built on commodity and tariffs and trading and value. Fair trade market values, and we
We
have
are
forgotten what
speaking
that
of,
looks like.
yeah, you're speaking of greener pastures right there, Max, aren't you?
Yeah, man, it was.
Yeah.
But again, because technology and the world and medicine and all this stuff sort of takes on a secondary thought when you don't feel good or something's going bad or the people are dying because of lack of vaccines or education or what have you. It gets very difficult. And
For
I
sure.
love the fact that you guys are, especially when it comes to AI, starting to educate, right?
Yeah.
One of the other things I fear, and I don't fear a lot of things, and I don't fear the whole Skynet thing coming at us, even though when I see some of these bots now, I'm like, motherfucker, I'm gonna have to get like a buzz saw, like a metal chewing saw or something, going all Game of Thrones on these guys. But I fear the lack of ignorant intolerance, right? And
Yeah.
that's the tough part. Is somebody turns, they believe what they see instead of investigate what you see to find what you know, right? That's what
Hmm.
my biggest fear is with AI. Because like a couple of weeks ago, it was I was watching a commercial on TikTok, scrolling, sitting in bed, and I seen this person talking, and I noticed that their lips weren't moving. I was blind for a while, so I only could read lips to a certain level, and I couldn't hear. Um, And so I was reading this person's lips, and I was like, they're not saying anything that's coming through. And it was an AI bot that looked so lifelike. Like I couldn't tell the difference at first thought. If I hadn't been a lip reader, I wouldn't have been able to notice the difference. And so that's what's really scares me is like how to verify. Vector is verified before.
People need to learn discernment, is what you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, to be a little healthy skepticism is okay.
Yeah.
But just don't throw the baby out with the bathwater either, right? Like, because there's some people out there that use that as content delivery, and then some that use it to scam. Like there is, and there's ways to fake. Like the scammers are getting creative. I'll give you an example, and I hate to be off topic here, but this because it's all about AI as well. TikTok uses an AI generational network to spot when people are like duplicating information and other things from other people. They put this little, if you watch a TikTok video and you see this little trailing line through it or any vibrating line that's barely visible, that's a way to trick the AI, so the more that AI gets used, the more we're going to find a way to defeat it and trick it and break it and use it for bad and all that kind of good stuff. So be prepared. But I love the fact that you guys are you're educating and you're building out that awareness that's out there.
Yeah, definitely. That's a huge thing. So we appreciate you putting us up here, Max.
Hey, no worries, man. I can't wait to hear what we got to talk about in the chill portion. I'm very excited about the chill portion. But,
oh, yeah.
All right. Mr. Quinton, who's up next? Oh, no. Wait a minute.
No, this guy again.
I know, this guy again. This Shane dude keeps coming out of nowhere, man. I mean, just came out of nowhere. First time on the show. He's been with us for almost a year now, and first time I've ever seen him on this show, man. What the hell's with this guy?
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys. All right, buddy. Let me get the baby Ruth out. Shane, dude, let me ask you a question before you start your show, man.
Yeah.
You've been with us for some time. You've been with our trials and tribulations, our ups and downs. You guys, you and the team are always gung-ho, pushing, doing what you can do. And you're going to be in this market conversation too with us, right? Do you have time to do that today?
Yeah, I'll try to be here, mate.
Okay. All right. That's good. You are shilling for another coin that's not Shogun. And in most communities, that would be like, hey, what are you doing? But in this is a really important one for us, isn't it?
This kind of works hand in hand with Shogun. In terms of Shogun itself, we're implementing services to projects which are very much needed. Like you said earlier, barrier of entry, it's unmatched in terms of what we offer at Shogun. The Tipsy tokens it's slightly having a different approach in terms of how we can aid projects and basically create a bond. So Tipsy token is going to be a meme hub. It's going to be at the center of collaboration for all projects within. The idea is that we try and get our community members to stop putting their money into pump fund projects and to keep the money within all the projects within the hub. So the projects here today who are on stage, they're all part of the meme hub. So by keeping the money in, that money will kind of get put into other reliable, trustworthy projects within the hub, and that's for everyone to see by the actions that individuals take. Tipsy tokens is it's got 10 meme coins that we're going to launch, and what we do is the floor is held on each of these token launches by devs from other projects and team members. So what we're doing is we're basically holding people accountable for their actions. We're seeing whether the quick buck is more important than the collaborative with other projects.
Right.
So it somewhat will keep the good people within, and the bad actors, they'll somewhat be removed from the hub. But it's a benefit to everybody, because the idea is we share utilities with each other to help grow each other's projects out at a rapid rate instead of spending time trying to build. Get more visibility on the key aspects of our projects and implementing it into each other's, but also to be a place where people can post any alpha or anything that they want support with, and have communities from all projects go and raid that post and that does away for any sort of paid marketing. You know, I believe having, at the moment, I think we've got about 20 projects, having 20 projects communities all supporting each other in everything we do, that's much better than any sort of paid marketing that you get today.
I think you're absolutely right, because one thing that we noticed in all markets when we were building out stuff from the very beginning, we noticed that without the true sense of community, no matter how far a coin would go, with the lack of foundation, like everything started around the concept, which was great. The concept's yay, you know, it's a token, yay, we built this, you know. The concept was when it jumped up and it got to a certain level, and everybody went, all right, what's next? It was that pullback that you always knew what their true foundation of how prepared they were. But this all comes down to a couple of major things. One is website design and programming, community efforts, you know, things that you do. I mean, you guys just did a poker release the other day, right? Back on Sunday, which was a huge success. You guys had a lot of people involved. That was awesome. And it was done by a big YouTuber as well, which is that wasn't even me, but I love the fact that, you know, it's starting this sense of getting those communities on board, and getting them revolving around each other and talking to each other.
No, absolutely. Like it was done quite quickly, the organization of that sponsored event. And I think we got about 18 projects involved on that, and they only donated kind of between $50 and $100.
Yeah.
Which is still good visibility for the projects because it's getting shared out across YouTube as well as X. But to have, not to have, but to give community members from all the projects that sponsored an opportunity to win a good sum of money, and to take them away from the chart and have the fun aspect, because that's what we're going to be about as well. It's about holding events that we can get everybody in and just kind of enjoy as well at the same time.
Now, the process here, one, Shogun's contributed to the website design and programming for it. So it shows by the little tipsy thing there that's down below. Hang on 1 second, so you can see it all. Hang on. You know, down at the lower part, you can't see everybody's faces in a way. Let me pull it here. There's a little thing here for Shogun here, which is pretty cool. It's our Shogun Web Forge, which is awesome, right? We were able to contribute from that process. We contribute the Anvil bot to it. We contribute a few other things that are coming out. The Anvil 2.5, of course, with its affiliate program, will now be able to be utilized for Tipsy tokens in this process. And here shortly, you're going to have another coin release. We won't give the date away. We'll wait to the 2-week mark, but it's getting close to that 2-week, right? It's pretty close, about 3 days away from that 2-week period. But we're also going to be doing something else. And the reason why I love that you're here today is because this goes hand in hand with a little bit of information that we're releasing on Alpha, because it may not be coming in 2 weeks. It might be 3 weeks for the actual thing. But I want you guys to stick around for the Alpha, that what we figured on when I was working with you guys when we're releasing the token for Tequila, right? This beautiful little coin right here is to how to create an NFT fusion system. And so we've decided to create our own marketplace for Shogun, which I got from the concept of building out some relationships here and talking about what we wanted to see in NFTs to be able to buy drinks and do other things. And we've come up with something so huge for the Alpha because of Tipsy Token. You guys are getting everything that we got in there for free, of course, which is amazing because you guys are going to be able to generate a lot of income with those NFTs as well. And that's something that's even better, right? Because now you got functionality, you got community, and then you have utility. And you're going to smack this out into you're going to make a home run with it.
No, absolutely. And this goes back to the collaborative side, you know, by working together as a group of projects, it's so much beneficial all round for everybody involved. And I can't thank you enough, Max, in terms of what you're building with the NFT side. It is going to be amazing. I think people kind of are going to they don't realize how big this is going to be. But also, I've also got to thank you for obviously letting us release these tokens through the Shogun X launchpad, because in my opinion, there isn't a launchpad better to release a token on. with
Yeah,
a
we
blend
haven't
of
even.
pink sale and pump fun. It's so powerful. It's
Sorry, man.
so good. Like, I can't praise that launchpad enough.
You're absolutely right. And I probably should have shown that first. Maybe accidentally, am showing this page right now. Maybe I can't seem to. How do I get it off there, Quentin?
Screenshot. I'm screenshotting it.
I'm all kidding. It's okay. Um, the process of the launch pad, and this is why this is so good, because you said, earlier that you wanted people to stop getting ripped off by Pump Fund. And it's not really Pump Fund, it's the people that go to Pump Fund, right? And it's the way that they have it resourced and set up. We have it set up at Shogunix, the launch pad for Shogunix, which, by the way, this launch pad is going to get its own branding here soon. We did this because this is the MVP. This is the minimal viable product that we fired off with. And we wanted to make sure that everything worked without destroying a name. It's going to have a version of Shogun in it, but it's part of the process here. But we launched that token system off there because this creates, like you said, a mix between a fair sale, which is different than a pre-sale, but a fair sale system and Pump Fund, not to make it like it, but to actually launch on Pump Fund, because the system will go into here. You'll have the availability to choose your token. You can join in and build the relationship. You don't have to go after every bit of system in there, but you can just use part of it. But this is how Tequila was launched, which was your first one. And it went off without, there was tiny little things that went on with it, right? But it went off without a hitch, basically.
Yeah, no, it was a successful launch all round, and I just want to touch on the Tequila coin because it is somewhat important as a visual to explain it. So the Tequila coin is going to be somewhat a payment token only within the Tipsy tokens. So what we did is we made the price cheaper for the devs of projects to buy a bag in it to become into the hub. They're not allowed to sell any token at all until the completion of all 10 coins. If they do, they're out of the hub. Like they're not in on the floor of any of the launches of the tokens that we do. But by doing that and having these strict rules in place, again, it's about holding people accountable and basically building trust. So, the chart is good. Yes, it's slow in terms of volume, but it's not designed for that reason. It's just going to be prior to a launch of a coin, projects will have the opportunity to join the hub and be on the floor of that particular coin. Then we close it off, we launch the token, and then build up to the next token. We open it back up, and people will make payment of Tequila coin, which will keep it as a kind of somewhat a buy-only chart over time.
And because the price action is lower, the barrier of entry is lower. If you're an investor and you want to invest into the next coin, you're going to have investments into the prior coins as well. Is that correct?
Just in the Tequila coin. The Tequila coin will only be the payment of entry into the hub itself. But on, say, the token that we are launching, there's strict rules in place for that. So people will load up and put in whatever we decide the SOL amount is prior to launch, and they'll get given tokens. The team will hold them, but we'll give a percentage out. So with the percentage that we give out to them individuals, we'll set a market cap where they can take them gains. If they sell off any tokens before that, they're out. It's a case of like really, grinding deep and finding out who the good people are by the word. But it's giving them a good opportunity to make gains. So we'll give them 25%, distributed to their wallets. And when that market cap's hit, they can take some gains. And then we go for a higher market cap and give another 25% out, and so on and so forth. So people won't be fully clipping the coins because they're only getting the amount what's allowed to be sold, distributed at a time. But we believe this is a good way to build trust also with the investors who are coming in after launch, because they know that the floor's held, it's solid. The team have got full control over that. Yes, the devs of other projects can take gains at certain market caps, but it wouldn't be impacting the chart greatly at all. And, that's what makes this structure work, because, for the investors coming in later, they know that the floor's solid and there's still good gains to be made. So
Well, I guess that there has to be real trust, a real connection made, real relationship made with the devs and the team, because to trust somebody with 75% of your coin injection is very difficult to wrap your head around it sometimes. But because I know the team and you have made personal relationships with a lot of people that have invested in that point, and this is a very unique way to do it. I don't think I've ever seen it done this way. I think this is something that's going to maybe become the norm with all of the launches. Correct? Like if it fires off and it does well, I
I
think
hope so.
this is hey, listen, I'm willing to try anything at this level of inception to build out a coin and build, this process, put it in the hands of others that are going to release it at certain times, because we've seen it all, man. You and I have been, and even with the launch pad, we've watched. We've watched pre-sale, we've watched, actual people come on, we've been in pump fund stuff, we've gotten our asses handed to us. I think the two favorite ways that I have right now is the launch pad and pink sale. That's it. That's all I got. I would love to launch a tax token or a reward token for Shogun in one of our coin networks that we're going to be doing as well.
Just to finish up on that though, Max, is that's the brilliant thing about having 10 meme coins that we're going to launch. Like, we're not tied to any chain for starters, so the networking can spread out. But if we were to go against any of our words in terms of, holding that token and not distributing it, then it will be our downfall for the remaining tokens that are yet to launch. So why would we do that to ourselves? Why would we not follow our words? So we are excited in terms of what's to come in terms of the token launches, but the hub itself is what's going to be important for everyone involved. The networking side of things, coming together, sharing utilities, having somewhat an inventory in the Tipsy Token Telegram chat, so a dev could be like, well, I want something to do with AI. Well, you go in there, memes AI's there. They're basically can, they'll have a contact name. They'll also have something that project can help support you with, and they're your part of contact, and we'll have something for everyone.
The fun thing is like sitting down with Chow Chow Meow and you and others and brainstorming, come up with conceptual ideas, help lead us, like I said earlier, into the NFT marketplace, the Shogun Fusion. But there are other things that are behind the scenes I won't mention here. But as you know, I'm a builder. So the moment that we started talking about those things, I started putting them into perspective building. And we're very excited about them as well. Being able to own your own bar and do those kind of things within, because it's not just about the coin collection. It's about the community and what you're going to be doing in these communities, the fun stuff, the playing music, doing karaoke, doing these raffles, doing the poker tournaments. They're going to be a steady flow of things, and we're going to develop things around that through Shogun to help Tipsy and others be able to utilize those same parameters and systems in there, which you're going to help us distribute. So I appreciate you being here today.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
All right, stick around with us because I want your viewpoint, because you're in a lot of communities. You know the sentiment of a lot of people. And let's take some time and talk about that today in the next segment that's coming up here soon. But before that happens, we want to talk to our buddy Matt over at Avatar. We want to bring him out and let's get this Shill part going on.
Oh, awesome, man. Hey, thanks again for having me. And I tell you what, this could not be a better time for me to join, because we got smacked in the face this morning. So the chart is looking absolutely dreadful, but at the same time, we are here. We're not going anywhere, going to keep grinding. And to even what Shane's talking about, we are excited to be a part of the Tipsy Token. Really excited to be part of that community. But yeah, more about Avatar. Avatar is an acronym that stands for Advocating for the Amazon Rainforest. And really, there's a ton of deforestation happening in the Amazon, and the project's initial goals were to really take the momentum, I guess, that was building in the crypto community, where people were looking to belong to a project that wasn't just about kind of chasing a chart, so to speak. And it was more about, hey, how can we have some fun in the digital world, but make a positive impact in the physical world. So some of the things that we've been focused in during this kind of tough market conditions right now is one, just trying to grow the community, and then work on the behind the scenes type of stuff like NFTs, which I'll talk a little bit more about later during the alpha. But right now it's just making sure that, number one, all of our community members know that we're not going anywhere right now, considering the kind of bloodbath of the marketplace we're in, and then the smack in the face that we took this morning. But yeah, we're excited. And then, even looking at some bigger things and partnering with influencers. And Max, you know this better than anybody, that, when it comes to meme coins and the volatility of them, getting an influencer out there. And when I mean influencer, I don't mean somebody that's a crypto influencer. I mean a real influencer that probably has no idea about crypto or meme coins or what they mean, but they are, let's say, an advocate for what's happening in the Amazon rainforest and climate change, things like that. And to get somebody like that to get behind a project, you can't just be a week old, 2 week old, 1 month old, 2 month old. So time is our ally, and really showcasing that our project's here to stay, and then getting and quite frankly, the market, everything, every kind of downswing also presents an opportunity, right? Where this gives people an opportunity to get in at a lower market cap, to have a little bit more control over the project, because they can buy a large volume of tokens and be a little bit more supportive, and take more of a lead role. So we're excited about that opportunity as people come into the mix too.
Right. Well, one of the things that we've noticed, especially with charitable tokens and network solutions like this, is that there's a big push for it, and sometimes the lack of success sort of makes things fizzle, of course. But the intent is to work, get communication, build relationship. Which again, we're going to talk into this whole thing in the chill portion here pretty soon. We're going to be talking about that in quite length. What to do in this market like this. But you have done a great job advocating and keeping moving forward. A smack in the face is a good thing every once in a while, especially since I got to tell you, as I see people bear out and they leave and they go do their own thing, I don't blame them in this world. You want the ADHD mentality viewpoint. It's like, ooh, squirrel, or ooh, bear, let's go. I'm okay with that. It's that then just don't complain. Don't complain something didn't work out if you left it premature, right? Or if you have left and you got better pastures, that's okay too. But I appreciate you being here today, sharing your love for the Amazon rainforest and keeping us always looking forward to this process. I will tell you one thing: when 3.0 comes out for you, because I know that because you're over in Moonshot, you're on Meteora. I think when that time happens, we'll have the affiliate program already out. But I'm also going to have a percentage of the funds that whatever you bring in from that affiliate code, I will match. I will do a 10% match on anything brought in to go to whatever charitable cause that you have with that process. To wherever.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So we'll give you 30% and consider that 20% you'd normally get, and would give you 10% more on top of that for the rainforest directly itself.
Dude, you're the man. That is fucking awesome. Thank you.
No worries. We do appreciate anyone who's out there working for others and keeping that churn of good pay it forward kind of thing. Because you should have, there always should be people out there doing something for others in our process. So we appreciate you being here today, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Awesome, man. Thanks again.
All right. So that's the simple part of it, Mr. Quinton. That was pretty quick. We got right through that with the shill portion, but we got some great coins. We got some great people here today. But you have anything you want to add?
No, I'm very happy to be able to see and hear what people are doing. Definitely in the type of time, the mood is down, but being able to be here, keep positive, and keep on working, and that's what everyone here is doing. So it's really cool to see, and it's really exciting to see what they'll even come out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as a friend to a friend of everybody here, as you know, we are here to kind of help promote our network and build our community as well for Shogun. But I have to tell you that in being a builder, and my son, Mr. Quinton, is a builder as well, we have so many things that are going on that sometimes, and I'm going to say this in my own community, sometimes silence is not golden, right? And it's a little bit tougher for me, especially now in this downtrodden market that we are in. But let me jump on board for all of you that are watching. There's about 115 of you right now watching. I want you to understand like what Shogun really is and where it really came from for the solution. The concept of the coin itself is not Shogun. The coin is only one tire on the big machine, the multi-threaded tire network of the machine of Shogun. The Shogun is a mentality. It's building, it's structure, it's honor, it's integrity. It's a lot of things. But primarily, we're a service provider and a builder of services and systems for coins to help them find their idea of success. And what does this mean? It means to me personally that we look at different services. Anybody could go build a volume bot. Anybody could go build a resource center like our Panther Pilot or our WebForge system. You could go build these things and offer them at full market value. But we didn't do that. We offered free website systems and CRMs to any coin that came with us for free. It was a lost leader for us just to build relationship. And then we built our coin out and we structured our coin around a process of movement that we thought was going to go to the moon, which we did. Everybody did, and it was okay that it didn't, because what we wanted to use that money for in the very beginning was to build out the services to help others. So we looked at what is a volume bot and who has volume bots are out there. We've seen Vitality, we've seen Orbit, and it was out there and it was a good value for people out there because of the way that they did things, but nobody knew any different. So I started to pull different coins as we started to meet. We met Shane, we met others, and we talked about to hundreds of coins on what a volume bot should be. So we devised this process and we came up with a volume bot that would, one, give you full control over just about everything in that volume bot. And that's really important. One, you got to be able to control the wallet, have access to it, because not your keys, not your wallet. Remember that. If you're in Anvil or if you're in Orbit or Fatality, you don't get keys to those wallets. Maybe they do so now. I heard a little secret in a microservice that they were going to be doing that, but I haven't seen it yet. Low barrier of entry, another big one, right? Like, why is it costing you 9 SOL to be able to get on board? Why can't you just go and put in a half a SOL or 0.1 SOL is our minimum balance in there that you got to keep to run it? Why can't you do it for those kind of numbers? Well, because it's not profitable for some of those bigger companies, but it is for us, especially the way that we're doing it now. So then we started to really look at what else could we build? We wanted to build community network. We wanted to build other things. We built our launchpad system, as you heard from earlier, that is for Pump Fund, the launchpad system, right? We also started to put together some other things as well that we'll talk about here in the final segment, and something else that's happening that's sort of in real world outside and in crypto as well. But you can check us out over on shoguncrypto.com. Go through our entire network. You can even look at the game. We built a little mini game. It's under a lot of other stuff are still under development. Our bigger game through Unity, or not Unity, but other game systems that are out there. The Unreal Engine sitting in there is pretty strong. That game is still there. It's not being fully developed out, but it is there. And we do have some things in there. We, of course, have our gun show, which is this. We took a week or so off. Mr. Quinton kind of came out a few times, but you can still buy sponsorships and be into that process. But the concept here for our network is building services and systems for communities to be able to find their idea of success. All right. So that's my time for Shill. Mr. Quinton, you have anything to add?
No, sir, I don't. You said that really, really well.
Thank you very much. I guess now it's time for the next segment. Let's get into the chill portion of the show. What's up, babies? I think we're all back here now. Now, today's chill portion today is about the market, the bear, and the baron, and what to do. We've all seen it. I think it's something like, if you haven't seen it yet, you've been blind or what have you, but there is a tremendous amount of downward momentum, I will say. As most of you have seen, what SolScan is showing up for the market price for Sol right now at 109. It was down. It got down below 100. I think some of us saw it there. You're getting all these speculational market values of, what Trump is doing and the political value and all that kind of happy horse shit that's out there. But in most cases, people like to call it a certain adjective. They like to say that it's a bear market, right? But really, is it? And I'm going to be meeting with each one of you today. We're going to be talking about this process today, and to find out what the market looks like for you, and from your side of the neck of the woods. But let's start with Matt from Aftar. How does the market look and compare to what you're seeing right now in your market, and where do you think you're at as far as the crypto market goes?
Yeah, well, it's this has just been a buckle up your seatbelt type of scenario. But I think we had a really good discussion. I think what was it, maybe a month ago, and we were talking about DCA, and I kind of think about that right now in the market, where if you believe in, let's say, Solana or altcoins in general, it's one of those things where this is a good time to enter, quite frankly, right? Because if you're looking 2 years down the road, I think we're all going to be pretty confident Solana is going to be just fine. If you're looking at where Solana is going to be at tomorrow, who freaking knows, right?
Right.
So I think, part of the, being in the market that we're in is to try to just look a little bit further down the runway, so to speak, instead of just looking at the 2 steps in front of your feet.
Yeah.
And I think so that goes for all the projects out there as well, is that, while it's tough out there on all of us right now, and specifically even, we're really feeling it, but at the same time, we still got to look at what are we doing next week? What are we planning on next month? What are we planning on heading into summer? And we got to just keep thinking of that type of mindset. And the more that we're doing that, I think the better served we'll all be, right? Because it's just tough. And here's the other thing. Now is the time to be building relationships and doing collaborations and joining spaces and joining, things like this that you're hosting to kind of showcase and make sure that everybody knows, like, hey, if we're all going to survive this, we're all going to be fine in the long run. Or better yet, these are all projects. Everyone on here is a project you should take a look at, because if they're getting through these last couple of weeks, and obviously Shane's still going to be launching, and
Yeah.
very, very confident he's going to be just fine. And I'll be doing everything I can to help support that initiative, because I believe in Shane and what he's doing, right? But yeah, we do even open shills on X's, and Shane's been coming on there, and we love seeing that. And so, that's one of those things where just get out there and make sure people are aware that you're alive and kicking, so to speak, that you have game plans, you have strategies, and that, through that collaboration, I think we can all get through kind of this bear market together.
You're absolutely right. I think there is those that can build when shit's tough, right? I'll give you an analogy here, or just a thought about where I've been in my life. I was a CB in the military, but I've also built homes, just like in the civilian world, and building homes as a CB, or building places for people to live in the middle of war, is a lot different than building a home in, say, central LA or something like that. Or maybe even, that's probably a bad analogy, because they're both like almost like a war zone. But like Long Beach, California, I built 115 homes on the base there in Long Beach, California, just to have them torn down 6 months later, which is really weird. I never understood what the mentality was behind that. But when you don't have that rush of people that are like trying to kill you while you're building a home or a bivouac or a land base or something to that effect, but it gave me a sense of urgency and confidence, and making sure everything around me was protected and taken care of. And I think that's the same thing for the market. If you're here and you're a building, focus on what creates strength. The amount of your coin does not create strength directly. Your relationship with your community does. Poor relationship, poor response time. No relationship, no response time. Building out things that will reoccur and come back to you, very, very important, right? Like you probably know that now in your presence. Like, how do you create a community where the the income coming in doesn't come from just the coin, but from other things that you do with the coin and your relationship, right?
Yeah, and that's the key part, and that's some of the stuff that it wouldn't even be in the alpha because it's kind of far down the road. But
Yeah.
really looking at some of those kind of alternative, outside the box kind of mindsets right now, where it's like, okay, what can we attach our project to that in buying XYZ in let's say whatever industry that might make sense for your project, it's connected to your project in a way that buys, whether it's using your own token or, you're, somehow referring business in there and getting referral money out of it. That's that sort of thing. And there's even, stuff out there where we've learned in spaces where there's people that are monetizing data now, where through your community, you can maybe obtain data just through doing polls and questions. And then you can sell that data to people. And getting that data back, that can, or that money, can help feed into your ecosystem. So there's a lot of, unique things to kind of look at. And I think you're hitting the nail on the head that it's above and beyond just asking people, hey, there's a dip, buy it. Okay, well, people don't have unlimited funds, Like I can't even do that anymore on my own chart. It's like, okay, I kept doing that over and over again, right?
Well, that's the barren part, right? Like everybody's barren. Like, everybody's trying to live and survive, and where's the money at anymore, right? People have transferred over, they lost thousands in the dips from Solana being at 200 or what have you, right? So again, it's all speculation on how everybody feels, but I think when people really believe in something, they'll find it, they'll make it happen, they'll participate, they'll grind, they'll do stuff. We've seen it. But I appreciate you being here and contributing to this process. But I want to jump into our next person, which is Shane. How do you feel? Because you're in all of these, you're in so many coins, it's not even funny. You see so many different attitudes. What do you feel is the sentiment of this market that is, I don't even know what to call it, a barren market, a bear market, or a bear market? What do you think it is right now?
Like you're just saying that, what I've always been is a networker. And
you're a little bit distant there, buddy. I can't really hear you well. There he is. He fell right on his microphone.
One second.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better, buddy.
Sorry, I had my daughter in one hand and microphone trying to sort that out in the other. Yeah, like through networking, you're right. I'm in quite a lot of telegrams all the time, but I don't see there being much difference between all the projects. It's somewhat a downtime at the moment, like you were saying there earlier about building. I think everyone's in the same position. The community is somewhat not so active, even in the strongest of communities. What I've seen over the last few months, and they're a shadow over themselves. But I don't think it's through panic. I just think it's on acceptance that the timing's going to be somewhat key, and it's just to build. And like Avatar Dev was saying there, it's getting that collaboration, getting relationships with other projects, and just getting your kind of cards in order, ready for when the market does somewhat pick up. Like I say, that's right across the board. There isn't many projects at all that has that activity to what it was, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about it at all. You talk as somebody who never bought Solana at $20, until Solana gets back down to $20, I'm not panicking at all.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I love it. Yeah, that's a really far away. Like there's worlds ending at that level, because of people where they bought in. But I get you. I wasn't here when Solana was $20 either, but I was here when it was $115 last year, right before we got into this. And so I didn't know any different from this level. I didn't really care because to me, a Solana is a Solana is a Solana, right? It's the value that you place with it. If you're flipping it back and forth and trading for USD and all that stuff, yeah, there's value there. But I agree. Like our world is not just Solana. It's the sentiment of the entire world of crypto and the markets and life. But you're seeing sentiment sort of the same, and it's a little downtrodden, but everybody's feeling the pulse of it.
Yeah, everyone's in the same position. Like I do believe that. I don't even see many except like people who are kind of not in that position, you know. So yeah, there's no worries on my half. I just think it's just somewhat a quiet moment, and it will pick up, and it'll pick up with some momentum behind it as well. I do truly believe that. I just think it's gonna happen in the blink of an eye, and it's somewhat just preparing ourselves
Yeah.
to get everything in order.
We say this analogy sometimes in the show where it's crypto is like the river of life for us, right? And when you're swimming in the river and it's fluid and you're swimming, you know how to swim. You don't care which way the river bends because you know how to swim. But when the volume starts to drop, it's a different type of swim, right? Like you're hitting your knees on the bottom of the bed, kind of thing. But when it really goes dry, you also know how to walk, right? Like you don't forget how to walk. So get up, stand up, right? And some of us that are building, we walk with a stride and a prideness of it, that in this market that's barren, we're still building. Like I started to build the NFT system out weeks and weeks ago, and somebody just recently in my team goes, "Why we didn't even know why are you building an NFT? The market is terrible." I said, "Because the market is terrible, and we're building something unique that nobody else is doing. We're not just building out the same NFT system. Shogun never does that. We've never built the same thing somebody else's does exactly ever, right? We're building something so unique, and that's the other thing. If the birth of this was born when the market was so low, imagine when it starts to flood back in again. But then there's some worry there too. Remember, like because it's low doesn't mean it's going to remain low. So when it comes back, like you were saying, Shane, you better be prepared. You better have your shit ready. The flood's coming. Make sure your animals are in 2x2. Let's go, right? But I think
And
that's
that's
something that's offered.
and that's what we're trying to achieve as a collective, like with Shogun, and with obviously now Tipsy, is to give people the tools and the connections and the network to do that building now.
Mhm.
You know, if you're missing that, if you're not involved, you are missing out massively, because you know, it just speeds up that process of the build, and having people at your fingertips that you can just access.
Mhm.
That's what Shogun and Tipsy are, is all about. It's definitely what Shogun's been about from the minute I joined the team. It
Yeah.
was always about supporting projects and helping them grow as a project, but at
Being there
more affordable rates.
being there for the long haul is the thing, right? These are big, advantageous, very aggressive programs that we're talking about. This is not, shoot to the moon, 500 million, and then, what happens when nobody has a structure? This is going to go to 500 million. Like Shogun, I can tell you right now, and I'm saying this with all sincerity, and I love all of you that have been part of my crew in this network. It's not just mine, but it's all of us. Um, Shogun will get to millions and millions and millions of market cap. It will get there. And it's going to get there because as every single day, every single dollar that's come over through Shogun, 25% of it is in buying the chart. This whole entire time. It doesn't matter. It's automatic. Right. And it's doing that. And if somebody's selling off of it, that's okay. You want to use that as extra liquidity? That's okay. Because I'm not selling any of the other Shogun. It's staying in there. There's like 40 million that are in there already, from people selling it off. And that's okay. You can do that. Start storing your supply. That dry powder for us is huge because it's going to give it culture shock pretty soon. We already own something like 70-80% of the coin. It's okay. We're not going anywhere. This is a legacy system for me and my son. You're going to hear about in the alpha today, but and our family and all of you. So it's not just about us. It's everybody that's involved in our network. But Shane, you've been a big part of this. Thank you so much for joining us in this chill portion of it. I can't wait to hear for some of the alpha, which we'll shoot out here pretty soon. I think we're close enough for the alpha side. Maybe we could talk about it, but I do want you back to talk about it on when we get very close to the release of what's about to happen.
Yeah, no, appreciate it, Max. Thanks again.
No worries. Memes, Joe, buddy. I'm sorry, I outed you. I shouldn't do that. The Swarminati is going to come and face plant me now. How do you feel, and what do you see your community and others that you've seen out there, and what does your AI think of this market that's at that point? You with me, Joe? Memes? Uh-oh. He stepped away.
Your voice just now sounded like the guy from like Movie Phone. In a world where there's
Hey, I can do that voice, and it's been doing good. All right, I guess Memes is not there right at the moment. He kind of stepped away to go potty, or I don't know. Well, so let's talk the Bank of Soul. What do you think about? For you, it's the economy of a utility coin, utility network, with all the great things that are happening. Why are you putting something out into this world that's all about? Oh, he's okay. It's just funny. But why are you putting out something that's in a bear market like this? That's what most people are going to ask. But what is your reasoning why you're putting out in a bear market like this?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, when we started, things were a little bit more on the green side. People were sitting in profit, like when it started in the planning stages, et cetera. Things were a little more on the green side. There was a lot of push up, with President Trump and being the crypto president and Bitcoin made in America. And then things just in the short term, at least, have gotten pretty crushed, and volume's pretty low. But I think for us, the fact of the matter is maybe I mean that liquidity went somewhere, unless it went in the hands of criminals and got removed from the market, or into the hands of celebrities and got removed from the market and didn't stay within the ecosystems of good projects. There's still liquidity out there, and people still have holdings, and there's still a need for easy off-ramping of funds that actually are either competitive or cheaper, or certainly more convenient than having to withdraw your funds through Coinbase or whatever to your bank and pay conversion fees. And so the product still has a place in the market. That's not just about whether all the charts are green and we're all winning together, or whether some are winning or some are losing, et cetera. Right now, the fact of the matter is people still need a way to spend their crypto effectively, conveniently, and cost affordably. So as far as like we're concerned, the product still has a place and a huge market share. And as you know, in the beginning of a project, there's just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of I's to dot. There's a lot of T's to cross. There's a lot of just building that has to happen. And so we're all sitting in the quietness of that, and we're networking, and we're building more relationships in the space. And then we're taking care, team owner, project owner, getting KYC, like not everybody goes and buys that chart, right?
Yeah.
So like that stuff, that's just stuff that has to get done, and it has to work through the steps. And so it's in some ways, the product has a place in this market. And for the next 5 years, we're looking at estimates of 50 million to 200 million new crypto debit users, based on trends of what the crypto market is going to become over the next 5 years, and trends of onboarding crypto debit users. And so now's the time for us to get our project sorted, build strong foundations, have a functioning business. And as I still think we're bullish. It's rough right now. It's bear market. I was just looking at the fear and greed index, which is pretty fearful. No one knows what's going to happen. I mean, we're talking about $1 trillion enter the market, the stock market, based on a tweet. And $5 to $7 trillion.
Like, how fickle is the fucking market to be affected now by tweets?
It's just not real, right? It's like, this is just not real.
It is,
but it is real.
it is so real. But here's the thing, right? This too shall pass, right? Like, we learn to cut our teeth. I'll give you an example. I was building a bridge in a particular country. I won't name the country because I don't want to out anybody that's out there. But I was building a bridge, and the very first bridge that I built over a river was very scary for me. But it was like the mentality, the handshaking and all that stuff, everything that was out there, there were so many things that I was trying to keep an eye on. Like I didn't do a great job. But later on, even though that all that controversy of building that bridge was very difficult for me, I did it again about 6 months later, but in a different part of the same river. And it was like so much faster because I had the knowledge, I understood, and I was more patient. This isn't my first fucking bridge.
Right.
And it doesn't matter that it was over a different part of the river or a different part of the country or anything. You still have those experiences. Draw back on that experience of, you know what, this industry, as we know, is fickle, but so is the market. Let's go back to Forex 20 years ago, 30 years ago. How was it traded? How was it affected? You would have to have a fucking civil war for Forex to take on a hit. Gold would go up, silver would go down, commodities would go sideways, and it was so predictable. Now, a fart in the wind will change, the USD JPY because the Emperor of Japan decided that he was going to have a peanut or something.
It's wild.
But listen, the craziness of what the market is right now will pass because people will start to see, they're starting to get more savvy to these things. Let me ask you a question. There's something out there, Ripple, right? So XRP, and again, this is a big hot topic that's fucking everywhere. I'm not going to fall victim to that one, right? but let me tell you, why didn't the market change when $3 trillion went into it? Well, because they bought the supply OTC, right? Why did it go? The same people with Bitcoin and all that stuff. Why won't these markets move? Well, because there's a lot of backdoor shit going on, right? So it doesn't move the market. They don't want to listen, if XRP goes to 1 million right now, I have a lot of fucking money. I have a lot of XRP, right? Like that ain't no joke, right? Like, but I would be the lowest, having 3,000 or 4,000 XRP is nothing right now, right? But if it jumps to 10,000, oh my God, we'll be the new Bitcoin millionaires that are out there. But it all woulda, shoulda, couldas. But I see the market right now, and I want to bring up memes here in a second. I see the market right now it's the market. I don't even see barren anymore. I just see it is an amount, like you attribute it to volume. That's all it is. It's just volume. The river's up or the river's down. It doesn't matter. I can walk, I can run, I can swim, I can make a basin. I'll build a dam if I got to, right? But it is building that relationship, as I see, is the biggest hit. And I'm glad that you guys are building what you're building, because it just shows that the real world market value of what we're building is important. And you got to be doing it no matter if it's good or bad.
That's right. I mean, the market is what it is to a certain extent. If you're into short-term trading, there's opportunity right now that's risky, but also could be very profitable. But if you understand like where this is all going, as it's been going, and it will continue to go over the next 5 years, you just keep doing what you're doing. If you have something that actually offers a legitimate service to people, then what's stopping you from continuing to do that? Because chart go down a little bit, or even wildly up and down a little bit in the course of a week. What really changes? Not much.
I could show you a market, a chart that looks so bearish that it's just down. But then I change my perspective and I go from a 1 second chart to a 1 minute chart. And now, oh, look, I'm going up now. So perspective now is all about the eye in the eye of the beholder, really, right? That's what beauty is as well. And I think your perspective is that the longer that you scape that out, now look at the market. Look at from where it was, where it started to where it is today. I'll give another example. We're getting into a dojo, and my previous dojo that I had for like $10 a square foot. It was something really, really easy to fathom. Very downtrodden area, and I was so used to that. And all my partners are like, this new place that we're getting is $16 a square foot. That's too much. I was like, no, it's not, because the norm for this area is $24 a square foot. So we're way in the win here, right? So, but we're not as win as we were winning the other day. So it's the same thing for you guys with perspective. Look where it was and look where it is now, right? Solana at one time was $2 or $1 or 10 cents, and it was even nothing for a while. So it's look where you're at now and what you're about to build. I know Shane keeps coming in and leaving his rare. So, Joe from Memes AI, what do you got to speculate about this market and where we're sitting at?
I don't know. I don't look too much at the market as far as like speculating short term. I think overall we're probably in a bull. I think we're in a macro bull and we're in a micro downturn. For us at Memes, we're mostly focused on the team is mostly focused on community. And so like the community that's here right now, we're talking to them. We're letting them know like, hey, don't invest more than what you can afford to. You know what I mean? Be smart. Like, yeah, buy the dip. And we all talk that shit. But it's like, hey, also be responsible and don't overextend yourself because you can't fucking hold if you can't fucking eat. So like make sure you're eating. You know what I mean?
I
Like
love that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and so it's just kind of like taking care of the people that are here now, making sure, yeah, if sentiment's down, you know, we have a huge community. I mean, our coin, if you want to talk coin, I'm bullish as fuck because it's a
Yeah.
sleeping giant, really. And I'm just looking with the team, what they're doing, what's going on behind the scenes. I'm glad that there's a downturn because we have so much shit to build out. And I'm looking forward to what it's going to be 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 months down the road. I think a lot of people are going to get caught with their fucking pants down, not holding our coin. And I hope that they don't, but I know what we're doing. And so it's hard to be bearish when you see what we're doing behind the scenes, what our community is like. There's a spark there still that when we get better conditions, that's going to catch fire. And I'm pretty pumped for it. I'm excited to be here.
You mind if I share your chart real quick?
Yeah, pull it up.
So I want you to understand what he's saying here on why it's so bearish. Sitting at 1.8 million currently, right? This is just we're right below the mean, right? This is back.
Yeah.
Remember, I said change your perspective. Is this a bear market? No, it's a sideways market.
Yeah, we're in a good bottom right now, to be honest, Max. Like this is a solid floor. I know there's a big handful of us that are fucking psychopaths. If that thing goes under 1 million, people are buying percentages of the coin. Eventually, there's a tipping point here.
Well, yeah, you know, it really does come down to two things, right? Your top and bottom, really, this is just back to February, right? So it's not very far away. But the concept here is this channel that happens is a working channel. It's a working structure. We talk about this all the time, but it does have structure. You know, when you were back over, how could we just go back to wherever, right? you can't go back and look at this, but look, this is from November 2024 to, you know, this is only a month away from that process, but this was a working channel, but you were up 39 million, right? Was anybody saying anything here? No, probably not, right? But being down at these levels, this isn't about, you know, your community didn't all disappear, right? You still got 28,000 fucking holders.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, there's a couple people that hold the coin, you know.
Yeah,
I heard.
But then some sell, right? These guys were all selling. More people started buying. And so you did have these trends that were going up. But I think what's happening is just like what's happening with our coin and every other coin is people forget where they came from and where things were before. Yes, you were all high and everything was great and but you forget on how good it was until it's not there anymore. And
I mean, if you're looking, Max, if you look at other coins that are in the same category, right? Like we're still considered a meme coin. I don't think anybody realizes that there's actual AI tech behind it. And that's for another day. And that's fine. So we'll still be a meme coin. So that was the test pump to 125, right? And then it comes back and you have your 90% retraces. Everybody knows the thesis about this, right? The retrace, if you have your community and you're still building and there's still a fucking love for the token and there's people out bull posting, when it comes back, what's it going to do? It's going to break all-time high. That's typically the chart pattern we look at on any of them that last, 1, 2, 3 years long. So I don't know. I mean, you can go chase a safe one that's at 800 million, 500 million and, 2, 3x, or you can buy in on a token like ours that's down at 2 mil and the risk reward is insane right now. That's how I see it.
You guys suffer through, and again, this working channel, you don't know what the number is. So here's what the numbers are. 1 million, right? Like bottom floor from, before it's starting, 1 million to 3 million. That's if you're buying down here, there's a 2x happening right there, right? Just in an average flow, right? But even if it does vibrate, you're still in protection zone. If you are an investor, but fuck being an investor, you know that these people are in here working, and this market has been shit for this time period, but they're still working. They're still creating highs and hitting structures and honoring these things. And that's what's really important. Don't just look at overall sentiment from the entire market, because guess what? It fucking blows. Like
Right.
everybody has issues with, the way Trump's talking, the ways about tariffs. I mean, we can go on forever with
Yeah.
it, but it
Until
is
there's
really,
certainty, Max, nobody's doing shit. And it's too uncertain right now. So
it
it's
is.
kind of just hurry up and wait, as we used to say in the military.
Yeah. Well, you know what's not uncertain?
What's that?
That I'm a builder.
There you go. See?
It's not uncertain. And everybody knows I
In
build
no
shit.
uncertain terms,
Right.
do you build
Yeah.
fucking things?
Yeah, I build shit all the time. Everything I build relationship, I build content, I build utility, I build, whatever we can build, right? I build future, and I just don't stop. When I do stop, even when I did get sick, I was sick for almost 3-4 weeks. I still built. Like, I met with Quentin every day. We talked to the programmers. I just couldn't be outbound and too much, right? Like, I would go do a meeting and be like, I gotta go. Like, I sounded like that kid from in the Malcolm in the Middle kind of thing, right?
Yes.
But it was like this whole thing. Like, I knew that my experiences and everything else told me that I can still work, I can still do things. Just keep building. That's what this market is. Just keep building. Keep building that structure. Keep building that relationship. You don't have to build some giant fucking entity. Just talk to people. Be out there and let them know what's going on. I'm lucky. I have a great team. Like, the 90% of the people that are on my team know exactly what's going on, and they support that process. And the few that don't, I get it. I understand. You're mad at me for whatever, but I am who I am. But I also am who I am for a reason. I stick with shit and I make stuff happen. So, all right, man. Joe, I appreciate you being here today. We're going to jump into
Max.
the next segment to try to get through it. And then we're going to say goodbye at that point, but we're doing pretty well. We have a couple hundred listeners listening right now, watching consecutively, which we really do appreciate everybody that's here today. You're watching the Shogun Gun Show, and we're going to jump into our next segment, which is all about the Alpha. One of these times, I'm going to play you that entire song because that's our song, which we love it. It's pretty cool. But we're here with the Shogun Gun Show. As everybody knows, our alpha portion is all about, oh, Jesus Christ. I had forgotten something. Mr. Quentin.
Honestly, I was thinking, and I was going to be like, that section is such a hard section to trail. And
Did you want to say anything? I can back it up a little bit. Did you want to say anything about the market and the value there, man, that you've seen?
Honestly, you guys hit it right on the head. The market conditions for me is like the weather. I come into a VC. I'm talking with people. It's like, wow, market conditions crazy. But rain or shine, I'm gonna be doing my stuff. I'm gonna be building.
You carry
I'm
an
gonna
umbrella.
be creating.
Yeah.
Exactly. If it's super bad, yeah, you carry an umbrella. Maybe you change your clothes or something. But it's never something that you're freaking out too much about. It's just a condition that you work around. But
well, is speculating the market like the weather, though? I mean, is it like the weatherman goes, it's 50% here and blah, 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 and you open up your window and it's fucking raining outside? It's like, you said it was supposed to be sunny, right? Like, you can't trust nothing. I like that analogy.
That position of that analogy is also fantastic because, you look at the weather app, you see, okay, this is going to be cool. Maybe I'll prepare for it a little bit. But if you look outside and you see that there's clouds coming in, you're not going to freak out and, curse everything. Like,
do your own research, bitch.
Yeah, look outside.
Go look outside. Touch grass. Wait a minute. Your grass is gone because it's too hot.
Yeah, just react to what's going on and keep an active mindset with what you do, what you're building. And that's the most important part, is just be reactive.
Yeah, be reactive and do your own research. Open up your window. I like that. Thanks, buddy. I just wanted to make sure that you got. I do this all the time. I'm sorry. I've been away for how long, and then all of a sudden I'm still doing it. It's all good.
I'm quiet today. I'm in the background. I'm building the website out. So
I know you got stuff going on. All right, so let's get this party started. We're just going to go straight down through. If you don't have anything that's releasing in the next 2 weeks, it's okay. We got a lot of stuff to fill in ourselves here, what's about to happen. But let's bring out Josh from Bank of Soul and let us know. Do you have anything releasing in the next 2 weeks?
So, yeah, our community doesn't even know about this yet. Yeah.
You've heard it here first.
I'm going to drop it. I'm going to go ahead and drop it. So we're planning something that's pretty fun that hopefully can just create good community vibes on Spaces on a regular basis. And because we're we're Bank of Soul. It makes sense for us. So is actually someone in our community had this idea, and I kind of loved with it, and have kind of been sitting on it a little bit as just a place to just chill, have some fun, do some additional collaboration work. But we're gonna do basically a deal or no deal game show.
Oh,
And
cool.
you know, you have the banker, right? And so with the banker, kind of overlaps with Bank of Soul. So this isn't like a major utility getting ready to drop. We have those, but this is just networking, relationship time, community building time. And it's going to be for $1 million bank, right? So you're playing it just like the game show. My son actually is pretty good at programming, and so
Oh,
he
cool.
built pretty quickly a deal or no deal platform that has all of the functions of the game show, where people can come on and select deal, no deal. It reveals the banker's offer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's coming in pretty quickly, just as a outreaching collaborative. Projects can come in and Shill, and we'll just turn it into a little bit of a, kind of a 1 hour, where there will be contestants who get chosen through a variety of means, either through collaborations with other projects. If their community is going to be in, they can have ways to choose contestants, as well as in our Telegram and on RX. Some will be completely random, some will be, and if people hold bank, then there will be a bonus to the prize that they win at the end.
Cool.
And so they'll win some additional tokens. And so, yeah, we're hoping to we've got a pretty good concept together, but we're going to start doing some testing of it to make sure that it comes to market here pretty quickly and we do it well. And so,
well, if you need somebody to host it and be there, I know a few people.
Yeah, I know you. And so we're gonna get it going. But I think that would be sweet to be having. I actually just got a message from one of the guys who came up with the idea. He's like, "Hey, make sure you start tagging Howie Mandel on X, and let's see if we can."
Got to be careful too, because they'll come back at you too with copyright.
I know, that's what I'm
infringement
worried
stuff,
about.
so,
I'm a little worried about the copyright,
Yeah.
so we got to sort that out a little bit. But so yeah, I think it's a fun concept. It's a collaborative concept. It does have some benefits to those who actually hold our token. And so more to come on that, but that'll be happening here pretty quickly.
We look forward.
And by
to
the way,
hearing
if anybody wants to collab on that, just shoot me a message, and yeah, we'll get that rolling.
Sounds awesome. Thanks a lot for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, now let's bring up Memes AI. I know I better hear face and hugger and product and t-shirt or thing and something.
You know it. Oh, we got your face sucker for sure, man. That's coming. Yeah. So that's coming out. So we're doing alpha. I mean, like I said, we're building out a lot of stuff for the community, for the project. We're looking at revenue streams outside of number go up. So that way we can ensure longevity for the project. So there'll be, an app store app that has ad revenue from that.
Sweet. Ooh. Did we lose you? I think we lost you. Oh no. Do you hear him, Quentin?
No, sir. I believe he's gone.
No, we've lost him. Wait a second or two. Nope. He jerk face. I like that one. It's do one.
That was quick thinking with the audio there. Nice.
Yeah. Quentin's right on it. I love it. All right, let's bring up Shane then while we wait for Joe to come back.
Yeah, great to be back. Sorry about if you tried to get in contact with me prior to this, because I was putting my daughter down. So
take precedence.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Tipsy Tokens. In the next 2 weeks, we'll be launching our second token. It will be done and launched through Shogun X. We basically are asking the devs on the floor of the launch to kind of support the launch by putting a VC into their Telegram to get more visibility on it itself. So yeah, that's the alpha in terms of Tipsy Token, and also we're looking to doing another poker event. So if there's any projects that are wanting to sponsor the event again and to take part, as well as community members, everyone's welcome, and just have a bit of fun. We're looking at the 25th for that.
It's great. Well, we will contribute to our process that anybody that gets into this secondary token that you guys are launching and they use our Anvil bot or use our system as the affiliate system as 2.5 comes out, because everything should be releasing right at the same time, which is amazing. We'll give extra percentages for each one of those that sign up under the Tipsy Token network and sort of give Tipsy Token a little rider on top of that as well, which is awesome.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing. Much appreciated. Like I say, I know Josh and Matt are both involved. So I just want to say thank you for the support you're giving me and the Tipsy Token project as well while I'm here.
Yeah, lots of great stuff coming from the relationships here. This is what Shogun Gun Show is about too, is about bringing everybody together. So I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no, appreciate your time, Max. Thanks again. Keep up the good work.
We got Matt. Unless Joe came back. Is Joe back?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, buddy.
Good God. Sorry, Max.
Face hugger, new stuff coming, silence. And then you got the wall.
Really? It was that quick? So nothing I said.
Sweet. Yeah. You saw me for 4 hours over there. That's what happened.
I'm out here talking to the void. Fuck it. Yeah, no, we have a lot of stuff that we're building for the community. I'm excited for them. We will be at Solana Accelerate. So we've applied for some speaking opportunities there. We might get on a panel, talk about some AI.
That's in New York, right?
Yeah, in the Big Apple. So that is May 22nd and 23rd. Not too far away.
You gotta send me a link to that, because I tried finding something before. I think I forgot where to go look at.
Oh yeah, I'll shoot it over. You want it on Telegram or Twitter DM?
Yeah,
what do you want?
Telegram. Send it to Telegram if you got it for me.
I got you, man. No problem.
Because we want to be there as well, and I don't know if I'm good enough speaker to be there, but I'd definitely love to be there and be around and meet everybody that's going to be there. I know there's quite a few people going there, so.
Yeah, it should be a good time. There's a few. Prawn will be there. You've had them on. IQ 6900 will be there. You've had them on. And they're fucking building crazy shit over there. So their dev is cracked as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
That's another sleeper project that I think people don't understand what they're doing. So yeah, there's a lot of good shit going to Accelerate. It should be cool.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, as far as what we're doing, like I said, we're doing website is down right now. We got our guy. We're supposed to be switching servers, internet things. So that'll be back up and running shortly. Merch will be live to order with crypto or card. We'll drop there'll be a summer, fall, winter collection. We'll do seasonal collections on the merch store. We're building the app. We're building Codex/Wiki. And then we have staking, I think we're looking into. I don't know. We got a whole bunch of shit that we're working on. So there should be some fun stuff coming up for us.
I think memes have been here enough, Mr. Quinton, for us to be able to let's do a memes expose show. I think we're going to give that to you. Yeah. I think we got to kind of come down and walk through the motions of everything.
I think we need a show to go over the Alethea stuff, what's come out about the emergent mind, and kind of rap about the AI and maybe nerd out a little bit and not shitpost as much, because I'm a Renaissance man like you, Max. I can do both.
Yeah, we can geek out and everything. I love it all.
Yeah.
Right. So I'd love to see what you guys have built behind the scenes a little bit as well. And give us a run through to I really do think you guys need that, especially I would love to do it when I'm wearing the face hugger,
dude. Come to Accelerate. I'll bring it with me. I got my guys sending the stuff out soon. I'll just bring it with and then give it to you there.
Right. Count me in.
And we can go over the curriculum or whatever. I have that almost mapped out, so that should be ready soon. So just hit me up and we'll launch that, man. It'd be good.
Yeah, we're gonna bring all of our gear too, so we could do a show live from there as well.
Oh, let's go live from New York.
Hey, yeah, it's Trader
big
Max.
timing them. Okay, Max. Yes, that'll be sick. All right.
So who do we got? We also have Matt from Aftar. Thank you so much for being here. You have any alpha you want to chuck out there before everybody?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So a couple of cool things. So one, we talked about this a while ago, and it did come to fruition, but we're still continuing to build on it, which is the alliance. So we actually did bond our token and our liquidity with a couple of other projects. And so we're up to 4 now. A 5th one is being finalized as we speak. So their token is officially bonded with ours and one other, but they still got to go through a couple of steps to finalize the process.
Right.
So now we're up to 5 projects in, or will be up to 5 projects in this alliance. And we'll be looking to get another 2 or 3 here in the coming weeks. So
That's cool.
that's pretty exciting, where we do have a group Telegram that we're still trying to get organized and get everybody in that. And then the other part is the NFT. And I'm really excited about this because from an NFT perspective, I was kind of beat my head around like, okay, I'm a sales guy. I've been in sales my whole life. And the question I always ask is, what's in it for me, right? Or when I'm selling to somebody, what's in it for them? So you always got to answer that question. So when looking at the NFTs, really looking to gamify this with a lot of prizes, number one, where in the early stages, looking to set aside up to 50% of the NFT purchase will be going towards prize pools, where like 20% will be allocated towards like a short-term type of win. 20% will be more like a midterm type of, whatever type of prizes. And then 10% even going towards like an ultimate jackpot type of thing, where like later on down the road, envisioning that jackpot being $1,000 or something like that. But in the short term,
I want to hear the short term side of it. Is this a great concept? But is the NFT released within 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So I'm hoping to finalize. We have the images done. So assuming that goes well, I want to get those done and on the market here within the next week, honestly. Cool. So, and then really so in the short term, think about it this way. Let's say I have 7 NFTs that are, I don't know, 0.25 sold. I'm just making up a number, right? And 20% of that is getting allocated towards, okay, hey, the first 7 that are bought, all 7 of those people that purchase that get entered into a prize drawing. And the winner of that is going to win basically their money back plus a little extra. So imagine buying an NFT and actually coming out of it ahead in revenue, and you're still holding the NFT, right?
Yeah.
And then beyond that, I've created a game board, which is pretty slick. So as you buy NFTs, you will move along the game board. So like, let's say one's a 0.1, you might move 1 space, a 0.25, you might move 3, something like that. And then you kind of move along this game board. So if you're collecting some NFTs, you basically at the end of that, you get basically qualified to be in another prize drawing. And then I'll also have some random stuff where if you buy on the chart and you own an NFT, you can move, basically you would move basically yourself on that game board a couple of spaces. And then another thing will just be a random awards where let's just say you're on the game board and I say, hey, if the spot you're on ends in a 6, then you automatically will get qualified for a prize drawing. And, that would mean that if someone's at 5, they might go ahead and buy a 0.1 NFT to get them to that 6, right? And, this way, I want to get a lot of money back into the holders in the short term of the NFTs. So it becomes exciting for that, those people buying the NFTs. So that's kind of in the short term.
Great. I'm glad to hear it. Lots of good stuff in there. Keep an eye out for the NFTs coming over. Once you finalize, where it's going to launch and how it's going to launch, we'd love to hear back from you.
Awesome, man.
All right. I think we got everybody in there. I know we're vibrating up and down today. This has been a quick show today for the Shogun Gun Show and Shill, Chill, and Alpha. But last but not least, Mr. Quinton and I are going to go over a few things. But I want to warn most of you that are watching right now. This industry has been tough. We have when we got into this, Mr. Quinton and I we have our own dojo in Mooresville, PA, and we worked very hard. We doxed ourselves. We're out there. We have hundreds of students with our network. We were all about, teaching karate, teaching honor and righteousness, and being involved in that world. And during that time, we were battling a lot of stuff. Like not a lot of people know the battles that we went through. Releasing in the next 2 weeks is a tough thing because there's a few things that we're doing. But I'm going to give you this little bit of alpha, not because I just want to conceptually throw this out there, but it is coming. But the main system for the Anvil bot, which is our volume bot, basically our market maker system, is now being what we have right now for our Anvil bot at 2.0 is a single source system, right? That means like everybody that's using it is using one main source system to be able to do their trades and do their stuff. The more people in it, the heavier it gets, right? So we've had a lot of people in there, but we've been building out this 2.5 version, which is going to add a few extra features. One of them is having the availability to use Pump Swap, because Pump Fund changed its little decks over from Radium over to its own, which is called Pump Swap. And now we can do that when this 2.5 is going to be coming out. We're looking by next week, by Wednesday, hopefully having that ready. Secondly, you'll also be able to use multiple, what we call memory bots, in the process to be able to use your funding wallet to trade multiple wallets that'll be coming through that process, and it gives it a different holdership to that solution. Plus, it'll have many other features in it. It'll have its affiliate program, which is a commodity for all of these coins that have lots of people in there, because this is not just a volume bot now. It is a market maker system. It's a DCA. There is so much potential for just the average trader to be able to use it. We use it for us to regain our supply. There's other people that use it to keep relevance to the DEXs. There's other people that use it for so many more things. But one other thing that we're very proud of that we're releasing is that relationship with Tipsy Token brought to us a lot of opportunity to be able to, how can I say this nicely, to give us an opportunity to really build out some fun stuff. And you've seen that with our NFT marketplace. Now, our NFT marketplace is referred to as the Fusion. And what does that mean? Well, that sort of means that we're building something out that is unlike anything else that has ever been built in the NFT world. And I'm going to show it to you on the screen here, but I don't want you to think that I'm shilling just this for our process right now. Let me do this. I'll fill the screen, fit the screen there. Oop, no, fit the width. There we go. And I'm going to go like this, and we're going to come in here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. But this is the Shogun Fusion. And this is going to be an NFT marketplace where you can mint, you can print, you can collaborate, you can bring in other NFTs that you have, but the owner of the NFT, the artist, can actually make ones that the consumer can fuse together and make their own renditions of the coins or of the NFTs. This is a very powerful system. It's going to have a lot of worth, even just right off the bat, being an NFT marketplace with a low barrier of entry. 25% of everything that's made through the system will fire back off into our coin over at Shogun. That means that if you have bags over at Shogun, your bags are going to increase just by people using the NFT marketplace and the Anvil bot. So make sure you get yourself a bag of Shogun as well. Just get a small bag. Just get a little dust bag if you have to. Remember, we're buying the coin as well, and it's going to go up in value no matter what. Whether you go and you buy some coin or not, we're going up in value every single day. And even though that sometimes some people are using it as exit liquidity, that's all right. When the NFT marketplace hits, when the Anvil is out and it's working, again, with the 2.5 version of it, it's already working in Anvil 2.0 very, very strongly. We're getting a lot of reoccurring people coming back to that system, which is awesome. But a lot of good stuff happening there. But something else that's firing off here within the next 2 weeks is that we are, I got to get this up here like this, boom, 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 and boom, is our, come on. Is our martial arts studio is now also going to be funded strictly by crypto and from the people that are starting the process. ShogunMartialArts.org is going to be a sponsor for local people in our Morrisville area, but we're also going to be providing online services of teaching people karate as well online. And why is that so important? Well, because that's rarely ever done anymore. There's not a lot of online stuff, but other people that are in Kenpo we'll be able to work with and work within our structure there. But that network of our martial arts studio will be funded by, and this is where we're going to have our offices now for the crypto side. We have also created our own LLC network called Shogun Dynamics LLC, which is all going to be about crypto and making martial arts a household name. There are a lot of things that we are building and relationship we're building. And I want to thank every single person here. Let's just quickly come out real quick and just say goodbye to everybody. But that's been our show today. Josh, you have anything you want to say to anybody?
Just thanks for having us on. Really glad to be here, and really excited about all the collaborative efforts of what's just represented even here just today coming together for the days ahead. So exciting stuff.
Lots of good stuff. We got Memes AI. You got anything you want to chuck out there?
No, I just want to say thanks to the community. Thanks to you guys. Love what you guys do at Shogun. Shane, everybody there. Shane's project, I know, is going to be wildly successful. The other ones here, just appreciate you guys, aggregating a place where projects that are here to build and not rug people can come and get the message out and, build some credibility and strength in numbers over here. So it's pretty cool, and we appreciate it as always.
Absolutely. Shane, you want to jump out and say anything before we head out?
Yeah, I just want everyone to join the Tipsy Token Telegram if you haven't already. I want everyone to get behind the launch itself. And I just want to say thank you to the rest of the speakers and yourselves for making the show what it is. I'll continue to reach out to every single one of you on a weekly basis and get that visibility for your projects. So just keep attending the shows and, work together as one and get as much exposure as we can get.
Yeah, it's a slow restart coming back into it, but man, we're going to hit it strong over the next couple of weeks as we get a lot of this stuff out there. We also lastly got Matt coming out. If you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, man. So in the spirit of what everyone was saying earlier about kind of sticking together, etc., I'm going to be opening up a spaces today on X for an open shill from like 4 p.m. Eastern to about 5:30. So if you guys are talked out from being on here, just have one of your community members come on to the show. But even Max, if you want to come on there and talk about Shogun and talk about basically the Anvil bot, etc., would love to have you tell others about that. So yeah, just come on and have your communities come on, and let's get the word spread about all these great projects, because I just want to see everyone in here win. Period. That's what this is all about.
We're there right there with you. Thanks a lot for being here today, man. Mr. Quinton, you got anything finally you want to say?
I am so excited for what is to come. I feel like every day being able to be inside of here, talking with communities, I learn so much every single day. And the growth that comes from that I've seen so far is fantastic. And I'm just so excited for what else is to come and even what we already have lined up and set up. Thank you, Trader Max, for being our wonderful host. Thank you, everyone inside of here, for being wonderful participants. I loved hearing about everyone today. And of course, thank everyone in the chat for being in here, showing your support. And that's one big one is thank you to my team, continuously working hard and kicking ass 100%. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. All right. My little outro here for all of you today is, don't worry so much about what the market is. Worry about what you can make the market for yourself. Your community build is just go build. Go build relationship, build essence, find different creative ways. It's what this market is. It's of people that are universal, that are able to just move with the grain and just make things happen. This is a tough thing to do. And it's always hard for you to look back later and say, maybe I should have, or you should have, would have, could have. But listen, those that build in a market that's good, that's bad, that's ugly, that's bare, or barren. And I want all of you to go out there and enjoy your weeks. Remember to get out there and touch grass. This too will pass, as they all say. But I can guarantee you one thing, that I will always be here. Quinton will always be here. I know Shane's going to be around because he's too stubborn to quit. But everybody else, I appreciate. I know Memes AI is going to be around for a very long time, and all the other programs.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate all of you. And from me to all of you, they say the best revenge is living well. Go out there and live well. I'm Trader Max from Shogun. We'll see you next time. And again, live well.